Hello, welcome. My name is Heather Morrow, and today I'm talking to you about the 6 ways to change your life for the better. I have a website called rewriteyourlifenow.com. So today we're talking about the 6 ways to change your life for the better. I'm sure you're like me, you want your happily ever after. Maybe it's not what was promised by Disney, but you know that you want something better and it's out there for you, like financial security, good health, love and romance, creative exploration, giving back, maybe travel or a vacation that you've always dreamed about. But let's talk about where you are now. This is without judgment. Maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're out of shape, life is just too busy, or maybe you're just really lonely. Perhaps you're working a dead-end job, or you're ignoring the world around you. My favorite is being stuck in the mud. But it doesn't have to be this way. And you don't need to make the changes all on your own. Imagine instead that you loved your job, you loved your life, you loved your spouse, and most importantly, you loved yourself. That's not always your reality, is it? And here's why. You have responsibilities like rent and a mortgage. Perhaps you have a family to raise. Or your beliefs are standing in your way. And worst of all, you're comfortable with where you're at, despite the fact that you dream of something bigger. It's not your fault. There's nothing wrong with you. And I can show you how to turn your life around. Today, I'm sharing with you 6 ways to change your life for the better and to move forward towards your dreams. Yes, I know change is hard, and in some ways it can be painful. However, it's not as painful as staying stuck where you are and where you don't belong. So the first way to change your life is to get out and exercise. I can hear the groans all the way through the phone system. However, the reason I recommend this is for the following reasons. It will build your core strength and endurance. It'll allow you to maintain, if not lose weight. The endorphins it releases helps you feel good about yourself. It allows you to make yourself a priority in your own life. You know what the airlines say about putting on your own oxygen mask before taking care of others? That's what exercise gives you. It gives you that connection to self so that you can then take care of others. Where do you start? Schedule it. I know it sounds basic, but just take 5 to 10 minutes to walk each day. It doesn't have to be hard or complicated. Then, as you start building up the habit, you can add 5 additional minutes to your walk until you're walking for an hour. A few tips to keep you motivated and on track with exercise. Try to be consistent on the time of the day you're exercising. Use an app to inspire you and record your workouts. Or, like me, use an old-fashioned calendar to track it. Once you start seeing the results and seeing how you feel, you'll realize that exercise was definitely something you might have been missing previously. Is there some sort of physical activity you enjoyed as a child? Basketball, tennis, biking, hiking. Start doing one of these activities once a week and reconnect with that childhood joy. The second way I suggest for you to change your life for the better is to cut the cable. It's sucking the life out of you. I'm constantly asked about how I get so much done, and I reply with, I don't watch television. The person will then respond, well, I don't watch that much, or I just use it to unwind, or it is just background noise. I watch no television, and it has been this way for years. This is not to say I don't watch an occasional movie or part of a television series on a date night. Don't worry, there are still time sucks in my life, Facebook being a huge one. So I try to limit the time I spend on it. Cold turkey for any habit is tough, and giving up television is no different than changing any other habit. So where do you start? Decide what shows are important to you and then record them and watch them at a later time. Never watch TV live, even for the background noise. You think you're not listening, however your subconscious is. Pick an evening or two that you'll watch your recorded shows. Speed through the commercials. If you have something to do, pause the show. When you're watching TV, give it your full attention. Be present in the moment and really enjoy the time, rather than just mindlessly watching. The third way to change your life for the better is to turn off the news. I hate when someone tells me that they're only watching TV for the news. Newsflash, it's all bad news. Don't worry. Even if you cut out the TV and the radio news, you'll still manage to hear very important news stories. However, it won't be a constant barrage of negativity on your system. How do I know what the weather is? I leverage a weather app on my phone, or I walk outside. Of course, I always wear layers in case the weather changes while I'm out. Really, listening to all that bad news to find out what the weather is just pointless. And do you need to know what the weather is in the rest of the country? It's not going to change your day for the better. If there's an actual weather phenomenon, you'll either experience it or hear about it from a friend on the internet. News is designed to sell advertising. The media believes that we prefer bad news to good news. If you look at the breakdown of the news hour, you will see that it is close to a 5-to-1 ratio. For every good, heartwarming story, you will see 5 of the following: rapes, murders, war, car wrecks, car chases, espionage, burglaries, natural disasters, gang activities, security breaches, bankruptcy, unemployment, stock market crashes, and political campaigns. Quite honestly, it is just depressing talking about all this. The news takes you away from being present in your own life. Focus on your own stories instead. Yes, bad things happen. You can acknowledge them, but there's also a lot of good things happening all around you, and in fact, more good is happening than bad. Unfortunately, the bad, thanks to the news, has infiltrated our psyche. The fourth way you can change your life for the better is to feed your body with good food. We all know that food is the fuel that gets us through the day. However, many of us, including me, use food to stave off boredom, reward good behavior, to feel good, even if it's momentarily. If this change was easy, we would all be doing it. It requires a complete shift in how you view what you're putting in your mouth. So, start with the low-hanging fruit, literally. What sugar could you reduce in your diet? If you're eating an apple, could you have half? Are you drinking sodas, eating candy? Again, look where you can cut back, because cutting off entirely is hard to do. Just like with exercise, start with small modifications. If you're having a sandwich for lunch, use only 1 slice of bread and then add more meats and cheeses, that's protein, to help make up for the carbs you've lost. Find where you can slip good foods into your regular diet. This is one of my favorite life hacks for cutting back on what I'm eating. Reduce your plate size. You can see the dinner plate from year to year has grown quite significantly. So I'm back to using an 8.5-inch plate, and sometimes even a smaller, like tea plate for breakfast to cut back. If you're eating out, you can request a to-go box with your meal and then split half of what you're getting before you dig in. The fifth way to change your life is to feed your mind with good information like this talk. Look for inspiration, uplifting mentors to remind you of what you already know and to encourage you to move forward in your life. Become a lifetime learner. Really listen for the takeaways that you can apply to your own life. I always try to implement one or two things I've learned in order to continue to move my life forward. Finally, feed your soul by connecting to a higher power, God, the universe, your angels, your higher self. I do this by creating a small amount of quiet time to reflect on my day or a problem that I'm working on. I regularly send up prayers for those in need and to express my gratitude for my blessings. As with exercise, start with small amounts of time. Give yourself 5 minutes with no distractions. Once you've expressed what you need to share, stop and really listen for a message to be returned. I keep a pen and paper handy for this exercise. Changing your life becomes easier if you put more routines in place. That is not to say you can't deviate or have a bad day. However, return to the plan in order to move forward in your life towards the directions of your dreams. I found this chart of activity by famous artists, musicians, painters, writers, etc. very interesting, and how their pattern of their day, their creative work versus sleep versus exercise versus food and leisure. And you can see in some cases that the food and leisure is just as much as the creative work. So you can see that a lifetime of balance is important to access your creativity. So how do I know all of this? I was in your shoes not too long ago, and I turned my life around. This was me in 2011. This is me in 2012. Obviously, I hadn't learned the art of selfies. This is me in 2013. I learned how to take selfies and cut off my hair because I was swimming every night and found it annoying to take care of. This was just last year in 2015, and none of this would have happened if I hadn't decided to adopt better habits for my life. This was just taken in January 2016. I include this photo of myself because I think it captures my joy of living a full and happy life. Did you notice the 2-year gap? 2013 to 2015. No, the camera didn't break. There were lots of photos taken, but you can see that there were some big transitions that happened during that time. A lot of transformations as I put my program into place for myself. I wish I could say it will happen to you overnight. It won't, though. All successful transformation takes time. The irony is that good transformation takes twice as long as bad transformation, as you will discover if you start tracking your progress forward. The saying of 1 step forward and 2 steps back is accurate. Eventually, though, you'll get to where you want to be. This is probably not the first time you've thought about putting new habits into place and wonder if this is the time it will work for you. I drove past the same gym for 5 years before deciding to go in and check out the pool. It was such a simple change once I made the decision to do it. My first time in the pool, I swam maybe 4 laps, and I thought I was going to die. I came home and Googled how many laps were in a mile, 35.7. I wanted to quit. However, I needed to make this change. Each week, I added 2 more laps than I had done the week before until I was doing 36. And then I worked on reducing my time to do a lap. After successfully swimming for a year, I changed my diet to eliminate carbs. So I wasn't doing both at the same time. Would you like similar results in your own life? You might be able to implement one of these new habits on your own over time. The question is, how much time do you have? I've been building routines that support my dreams for 12 years. I've been feeding my soul by connecting to the universe for 10 years. I've been feeding my brain with amazing life-changing ideas for over 8 years. I've been without cable for over 6 years. I've been swimming for 3 years. I've been eating right for 2 years. With all of these changes, I have had coaches and accountability buddies to help me keep me on track. It's hard to do alone. You need someone supporting your changes and cheering you on. So it doesn't take you 12 years. Is it okay if I offer you a resource? I would like to offer you a 30-minute coaching call to evaluate where you are and guide you towards the next steps to take in your life and/or your business. You are your greatest asset. It is important to invest in yourself. Your health and well-being are what will sustain you through life's many ups and downs. If you're unwilling to invest in yourself, you will spend a long time on your own struggling to make changes. This is because once there's skin in the game, you'll do whatever it takes to succeed. If you've not spent on anything on making a change, it's no big deal when you fail. I'm charging $50 for the initial one-on-one 30-minute coaching call. This is what you would pay for one session with a trainer at the gym. And I can promise you that you will have a greater results one time with me without lifting weights. Over the years, I've coached many of my friends in an effort to help them grow their businesses. As it was free advice, not all have taken action on my suggestions. However, there have been a few superstars. My friend Elisa was writing a personal travel blog and talking to me about how envious she was of the movie Julia. It was a true story of a famous food blogger that they turned into a movie. Julie blogged about Julia Child's recipes. So I asked Elisa why she couldn't do the same. She was already blogging, so why not start a food blog? That weekend, she did it. She started her own food blog reviewing restaurants she eats at during her travels, plus some occasional cooking adventures. No, they haven't made a movie of her yet. However, over the last 3 years, she has created a lot of marketable content doing what she loves, eating and writing. So I invite you to take advantage of this introductory session. Over the years, I've learned about the law of diminishing intent. This law states that the longer you wait to take action on something that's good for you, something you've really wanted to do, the higher the likelihood is that you won't ever take the action. So if you don't take the action now on the thing that you want or need, you'll probably never do the thing that you wanted to do at all. I know that change is hard, and I want you to be successful at making important changes in your life in order to bring you the joy and happiness you are seeking. These sessions can be on any aspect of your life: relationships, health and wellness, business. I'm here to pull you forward into the life you've always imagined. Remember, it only takes one small idea to change everything. To sign up, go to the rewriteyourlifenow.com homepage and click on the link that says Coach with Heather. Thank you for joining me for this webinar.